All right, guys, we're finally getting some activity in crude. Recently, this morning, was looking at this open. Want to review that with you here at around 9 o'clock Eastern, 10 after. We had a nice momentum push up into the 97.22 area, and it did kind of sit around for quite a while. These are 5 minute increments, so from about 9:30 or so to 10:30, so over an hour. It just sat there, and there's a point of inflection here where it started to push down. So it wasn't the type of trade where you felt a lot of confidence in it. You had to really hang in there. But if you were able to get in this area, it did have a nice second push up higher. um, I do see a lot of resistance up here around the 97.90s, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a whole lot more in this trade because there's a lot of volume ending around that price, and the volume tends to be a magnet, but then it pulls off. But ultimately, if you're thinking longer term, after this does pull back a little bit, I would think that you could get a move to around 100, and that thesis is supported with the S&P today pushing at 1500 level. So the markets are strong, and that's always good for crude. Good economy, high demand. Nasdaq had an interesting move this morning. It pushed down off the open 2734 to 2717, 16 area, and then just ripped from there. So it's just interesting how you have these markets, Nasdaq and S&P, where they sell them in the morning and buy them. It's almost too easy at this point. It just it's a little it's a little scary because you could do the same thing with the S&P in the morning. Overnight it fell off from the 1498 to the 1492, so about 6 points, and you just come in the morning and buy it. That's not how I trade, but so anyway, it was a good trade this morning on crude, um, in around the 97 area. Took it off up in this area here, and now it's just moving around again. From this point forward, it's hard to say what's going to happen. The two scenarios that I'm thinking could play out is we have a continuation trend day up, and it just trades slowly, maybe goes through the 97.75 area, gets to the 80s, and maybe ends the day near the high, the 80s or 90s, or we get up to that area and there's a hard rejection because we run out of volume and it sells off somewhat steeply, and we lose all this gain at this point. So those are the two scenarios I see that could play out. Um, I do think there will be another test up through this area. I don't think it's going to be a strong test, but I believe it will have another move up through there. Besides that, not a whole lot to take a look at. I'm just glad the crude's starting to move again. I could take a look at yesterday, show you that. Yesterday was a nice day as well. We had some decent momentum in the morning again, and it was interesting because early in the morning, around 7 o'clock or so, we had a push up, which was negated, and we pushed that back down. Now, what I was looking at when this hit the peak was I was checking out this market profile 9680 or so yesterday. You can see there's a lot of, this is the top of the profile, and there's a lot of volume ending around there. So yesterday when we hit that top, that was pretty much to the tick where the volume dried up. So even though this had decent momentum, I was a little weary on that because it was a second wave first off, but I was a little weary because the volume dried up in this area, and it has been up in that area quite often. If you look at the profile, it's been up there 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So it could have been a breakthrough day yesterday, but I didn't take that. And what I did do is take this short here, and it was good for about 40 ticks. And I've been using this reversal system where because the market's late, I'll take a reversal after around 40, and that was good for 20 or so there. So that was yesterday's trade. So it's been a good start to the week. It's not extreme volatility, but it's enough to at least get some trades off and to participate and not just sit here, sitting on your hands, because that's never fun. No one wants to sit on their hands all day long. But at any rate, so that's what I'm seeing today. I will keep an eye on these other markets, Nasdaq and S&P still sitting right at the highs, and I'll update you guys if I see anything looks good.